Hello again everyone, welcome back to Landric Plays. Today I am playing some more Hand of Fate, and yeah, what did we do last episode? Last episode we beat the Jack of Scales, the first of the Lizardmen champions, which puts us at about halfway through the game, although we only just managed to get our way through that one by the skin of our teeth, so I suspect that this may be the first episode that we actually start dying a few times, but that's fine. That'll just give us more chance to explore some of the different cards and events, so we'll jump right into it.
Into the depths we go, searching for the dead and dying. Yes,
that sounds perfectly pleasant. So that's so yeah, we also on top of because we defeated the Jack of Scales, we unlocked the Scepter. And the Scepter gives us some bonus starting equipment and some bonus food, which in particular is very handy, but it also made everything much stronger, which isn't great, but it looks quite nice on our pile of stuff near the cabinet. So next we are facing the Queen of Skulls, who adds 2 more curses to our deck. Haunted. Whenever the player purchases a new item, they gain a curse. Great. Which means maybe we don't want to spend that much money in shops and things like that. But we also have the Merchant Guild, so all traders have been persuaded to offer cheaper items. So items are much cheaper, but every time we buy one we get a curse. So that's kind of interesting. We have to decide how much we want those items. And some more challenges, some more encounters.
So much death and sorrow in the world. Can you hear the winds keening in loss? Can you hear the dirges as the trees and the earth cry out in sorrow? This is the Queen of Skulls, and that is all she can hear. It has driven her to madness. Her touch is the promise of death, and I say to you, you were warned. Farewell.
Interesting. Okay, let's have a look at our deck. So, we'll go with the recommended one to start with, and then we'll sort of flick through them like usual, because we do have lots and lots of new cards that we've not seen yet, partly because we've actually done quite well at getting through all of these challenges without dying, so we've not really needed to repeat any of these levels. We've just constantly unlocked more and more. So let's get rid of Winding Trail, because that's just that was just an ambush by bandits, I think. Get rid of Stranger in the Shadows, because we've seen that. Twisted Canyon. Free weapon is nice, but given that we've got upgraded starting equipment and there's still plenty of new things to see, we'll give that one a miss for now. We should also have gotten rid of those rat men hunting. I don't think they're still in here. Yeah, they've gone because we unlocked the culling event last time. So we've got this metal ore card, which is new, so we'll hang on to that. Is there anything else we want? So we could take the blood auction, which is the follow-on from that mysterious stranger. Let's put that in there. We'll go with Lost in the Desert and Meet the Highbinder, and we'll come back to these ones later. So we have seen the old graveyard before, but it does still have this token because we didn't successfully complete it. I think because we entered it with a curse, and given that we're probably going to pick up a couple of curses in this run, we'll leave it here. Is there anything else we want to take out? Is there anything we want to particularly put in? I think we'll leave it as is. I'll take out Mr. Lionel, and we'll put in something else. We'll put in Charity, there we go. So that should suit us just fine. Suit, because they're covered. Okay, never mind. So, our equipment. So this, I think, is the first time that our we haven't just had standard weapons in our collection, not in our deck. And because we're facing the Queen of Skulls, I'm kind of tempted to bring along Desperate Measures because it's a holy weapon and it has some nice bonuses. But holy weapons are particularly good against skeletons, and I think I'll replace it with the Rat Cleaver. Now, do I want to swap out any of these helms? Fate's Folly, that one was Success chance cards award gold, which is kind of nice. If we pick that up for free, that's great, but otherwise it's not a super exciting helmet. But then neither especially are any of the others, so I think we'll stick with what we've got. And then we will hop right into the dungeon. So let's go.
The lands of the Queen of Skulls are unhealthy for the living.
Dark Dwellers, yeah. I don't think they're going to be good cards. Any card that has a picture of horrible writhing tentacles on it, probably not going to be great, is it? But it'll be fine. So here we go, here's all the encounters, here's all the monsters. They get put into the decks.
Few have reached the depths of the game that you have attained. They were too weak or too inflexible, too passionate, or lacking in the necessary will. You are different.
Of course we are, because we're brilliant. So now that we have 2 of his tokens, trophies, whatever you want to call them, we get to draw an equipment card right at the start, and we have drawn a shield, which we already have, which is kind of useless. So,
is that what you're going to do?
But hey, at least we've got something, a free piece of equipment that we can sell at the first shop we find. Here we go, the altar.
Whimsy and caprice, the domains of the old gods. Were they always thus, or has age corrupted their natures?
So, on a deserted hilltop in a faraway land, you discover an old altar. The gods of the old religion are powerful, yet unpredictable in their favours. Do you wish to pray at the altar? Oh, of course we do. What could go wrong, right? Success, success, success. Huge failure.
Choose from these options.
Well, that was easy. On bended knee, you beseech the gods to aid in your quest. A distant rumbling and a flash of lightning answers your prayer. So we get a blessing card, and this
Very
token.
nice indeed.
Interesting. So we will inflict triple damage against foes who are stunned. So I don't think our shield right now can stun. But so we're gonna have to be on the lookout for a shield that can do a stunning attack. And then we're going to have to remember to actually use it, which we never do. So this is Merith. We've got this card quite a few times now. So we could go for longer life, or I think I'm going to go for another blessing. So we just, straight away, we draw a blessing card. Lizard Eater. Receive 1 food for every lizard killed.
Blessings are too good for the likes of you.
Okay, so we're not necessarily after lizards in this dungeon, but you know, if we come across any, delicious.
Open the chest, see what it contains. I'm curious.
Yeah, what could possibly go wrong? So while exploring a dungeon, you see a treasure chest at the end of the hall. Approach the treasure chest. Try not to trigger the trap. Let's go for this one. Success, no traps. The hall is silent. We approach the chest. Now, can we get it open? The treasure chest looks battered, but still intact. What treasure might it hold? So we have a fairly good chance of this. This one. Damn. The treasure chest stubbornly refuses to give way to your attempts. We leave disappointed. Okay, so no traps, no treasure. Dark Dweller.
Even I am unsure where this thing springs from.
Okay, let's have a look. Your path is blocked by an evil mass of tentacles and eyes. Delicious. Even as you watch, the thing sprouts new limbs, reaching eagerly for you. Well, so we could flee back the way we came, but that'll just put us on this card here, and then we'll have to go through it again. So we have to try and get around it. Success, fail, fail, fail. Great. Let's try this one. Oh hey, we made it. Fantastic. With a combination of skill, daring and luck, you weave between the probing tentacles. And then we're out of this level. The next step of your journey takes you from a cave out to the feet of an imposing forest. So let's get on our way.
I did not create this game, you know. I have merely perfected it. You have begun to understand my innovations.
I like how we sort of slowly learn more about the dealer and the nature of the game as we go through. So let's explore this way first. Ah, the Goblin King's Halls, so we're going to hang out with Mr. Lionel
A
again.
challenge for you, and a token if you succeed.
Hoy lad, the enigmatic goblin Mr. Lionel climbs out of a barrel behind a tavern as you pass through a small village. I've made some refinements to the magic device, and I think we'll do better this time if we take another shot at those treasure vaults. You see, goblins sometimes hide their best treasure, magic items and such like, in enchanted treasure chests. The magic amulet will now reveal those to you, if there should chance to be one in any treasure vault we happen to visit. What do you say, shall we have another shot at the Goblin King's treasure? Yeah, let's. Let's go right now. I think I've located one in a desert not far from here. Under the blazing sun of a nameless desert, you and the goblin find a door, partially buried beneath the shifting sands. You can keep whatever gold you recover, but remember to look around for treasure chests. They're sure to hold something worthwhile. Okay. So we're going into another sort of dungeon with lots and lots of traps. We're going to look around for some gold in these magical chests. This perspective is not super helpful. Can we... Ah, we can go this way. Alright. See if we can get past this. See if we can get past it without taking any damage. And as soon as I say that, obviously we're going to... There we go. Whoop, there's spikes as well. There we go. Can I smash these? I can smash these. Any treasure chests inside? Not that I can see. Ah, that looks like a treasure chest though, so if we smash through these... Lovely. How do I collect it? Can I just... Or does it count as collected now that I've opened it? I'm going to guess it is. Oh yeah, because we've got a card there on the right. So sneak around here. Dive through this one. Dive through this one. And there we go, we're at the exit. So it looks like we got a ring of hindsight, or something. Good work, Mr. Lionel exclaims, seeing the loot you return with. You see, I told you there would be more gain from these vaults. You divide the treasure between the two of you, and we get 3 gain cards. So we draw 2 from the armory.
I'm sure you are grateful for that.
So we can take Feathered Ice or Undead Bane. Let's have a look at what Feathered Ice is. So during combat, press 2 to create a blast of freezing ice centered on the adventurer. Not super great. Undead Bane sounds much more appealing, given that we're, fighting undead. Does fire damage on hits against undead. Press 1 to ignite all undead enemies. Yeah, let's go for that. If we can hang on to that until the champion at the end, that'll be great. So draw 1 more piece of equipment. Mercenary contract. Once per combat, press 2 to activate an aura that makes every successful strike drop gold. Yeah, we'll hang on to that. And gain 25 gold. So we have stacks of gold, and items are much cheaper this time, but also cursed. A few more raids like this, and I'll be living like a king myself, Mr. Lionel grins. Mr. Lionel grins happily as he stuffs his new treasure into a pair of old sacks, then heads back into the desert. So we get this token, which will unlock the next part of the adventure, and we'll pop along down here. The Holy Forge.
A brotherhood of peace in the service of war. Never trust a priest.
Yep, good advice. On a dusty, lonely plain, you come across the shattered remains of an old monastery. Searching the building, you meet an old man dressed in dirty robes. Long ago, we of the Brotherhood forged holy weapons to support the war against the infidels, but the infidels were strong, and one day, one of their raiding parties took us by surprise. They destroyed most of our tools and took our supplies, including all of the rare metal ore that we used to craft our weapons. The king's army never returned after that day. I know not what became of them in the years that followed. I have stayed here all these years, but only the ghosts remain to keep me company. All of the others who survived the attack left long ago. So all we can do right now is leave, but there is another card somewhere in the deck that is a special metal ore, so I think if we can find that, we can bring it back to the forge. But until then, we bid the monk farewell and leave him standing in the silent, empty ruin. So let's go up this way and look for the stairs. Interesting. So
Caves and caverns. One cannot hope to find adventure without a little delving now.
so we got to the exit, which has revealed the rest of the map. I'm not quite sure why it's revealed the rest of the map, but hey, I shan't complain.
Of course, so few trade in the land of death that deals are easy to strike.
Alright, we'll go up here and then we might visit the shop on the way back.
We play for a token now.
So this particular card is part of the series of the Kraken, the Monster in the Deep quest. So Carlos has sent us to find out what's getting rid of where the ships in the village are vanishing to. So we're meeting with the Highbinder, who is an information broker. So your meet is arranged to happen by the cliffs outside Knowledge. However, when you arrive, you are greeted only by the icy cold embrace of the sea breeze. Just as you're wondering if you've been swindled, a young street urchin comes rushing towards you. He hands you a note before disappearing down the cliff face with a speed and grace you would not dare match. The note is from the Highbinder. Paranoia is always well-founded. There is a Kraken attacking the ships that are leaving Norwich, and the local smugglers are keen that nobody hears their services are at risk. I'm sorry that we couldn't meet in person, but I do detest violence, especially when it may happen to me. By the time you stuff the note into your pocket, you can already hear the approaching rabble. We don't like nobody sticking their noses in where it don't belong.
Come now, hurry up.
Shush.
We don't have forever.
Shush, I'm reading to the nice people. That includes you and that sneaky git that were here before. So we draw 2 monster cards, 3 of dust, and the 2 of dust. And bandits have now been fully upgraded. You can see they've got those 3 pips on the side of each card. But I think we can probably still make light work of them. So we've got to remember to activate our mercenary contract. And then, pow, let's get a bunch of extra gold. Oops. Sorry I'm not talking much during the combat, but it is getting more tricky, and also I'm just running out of things to say other than rah, smash, pow. There we go. This mercenary contract's pretty valuable actually. I don't know how much we're picking up exactly, but... So we've actually got over 100 gold now, and there's still some on the floor over here. Pop, pop, pop. There we go. So yeah, we picked up, I don't know how much gold in that one encounter, but we've got 114 gold just kicking around right now. And we're going to go to a shop where we have special offers on everything, and curses on everything, but you know. With your pursuers defeated, you'll plan to return to Carlo to give him the bad news regarding the Kraken. You plan to, yeah. So we get the token, we get to go back to Carlo next time we enter a dungeon, and, you know, let's have a look at the shop, let's just see what there is.
A permanent discount for those willing to endure the local colour.
The local colour indeed. If by local colour you mean horrible, horrible skeletons and weird tentacly monsters. So we might as well buy some food, because I don't think that's cursed. And then we'll go back, and we'll see what else there is. Oh, we can sell that extra shield we've got kicking around as well, and probably the axe. So we'll sell that. Ah, here we go. This is the ring we found in the Goblin King's treasure vault, and this is why it revealed the stairs. Sorry, this is why it revealed the rest of the level once we found the stairs. So this is really useful. So it means we can decide whether we want to go around backtracking or not. Yeah, we'll sell that. But we're definitely hanging on to this mercenary contract, definitely hanging on to the Undead Bane, and yeah, we'll hang on to our medium armor as well. So let's see what there is for sale. So Consuming Shame, which is a poison, I think. The Hernes Antlers, which means lizard men take double damage. And we can also eat lizard men at the minute because of our blessing, so that could synergize quite nicely. The Helm of Reflection is kind of nice. Upon receiving a projectile, the helm creates a reflecting projectile. That actually might be worthwhile, depending on the curse. This one, yeah, probably not worth it. We just get some extra movement speed. But if we can start actually reflecting projectiles and exploding things around us, this would be... Yeah, let's get it. We've not bought this before. Let's get it. Let's get the curse.
A coarse defense, but a valuable one nonetheless.
twice the fail. Let's have a look at that when we get out. And we've still got plenty of money left. I think I'm actually going to spend some more of it on food. Yeah, that sounds pretty good. I'm not going to bother healing the. No, I don't need to bother healing wounds because when we get out of here, just moving around with all of this food will actually help us out. So let's have a look at that curse that we've received. Blessings and curses. Twice the fail, this is the one. The player loses 5 gold for every fail, and 10 gold for every huge failure chance. Well, that's certainly not the end of the world. I can happily live with that in return for that helmet. So let's make our way over here, and we'll go have a look at the next level of the dungeon. All sorts of
terrible things live in caves. Are you sure?
Ah, the local peasant, who wants some food.
Again,
finally we have food.
Is at stake.
Greetings, stranger. The winter has been hard on my family this year. In the forest behind her you sense movement. So we can give the woman some food. We've got stacks of food now. So yeah, have 5 food. The woman takes the food eagerly, passing it to some children who suddenly rush from the forest, hands outstretched. You have given us enough food to survive the winter, stranger. She retrieves a sack from behind a bush. This was my husband's before he died. Please accept it as thanks. So we get a free equipment card as well. There we go. Fleet cuffs. So just some bonus movement speed. Absolutely. Well, not the best equipment in the world, but certainly nothing to sniff at. And while the children eat, the woman speaks at length of what she has seen and heard recently, which means we get to look at these cards. So we have another of those dark dwellers to get through, another shop just before we get to the thing, and this charity card as well.
You have earned this.
And most importantly, we get the token. So let's see what the priest wants.
The wandering mendicant. Will humanity ever move beyond poverty, religion, and charity?
So we encounter a priest wandering along the road. He begs for more food. The gods show favour to those who help the less fortunate. Yeah, we can give him some food. Oh, worthy decision. How much food should we give him? Well, let's be super generous. Let's see if it has any bonus effects. A priest humbly accepts your provisions. Let me see if I have anything in my sack with which to reward such generosity. So I think because we gave him 10 food, we have a much higher chance of success. Aha! The priest exclaims and draws out a tarnished old ring. I'll have the kids polish it up first. In the meantime, take my blessing. So we get a blessing card, a token, and a ring.
The gods look upon you favourably.
So when the player chooses from multiple equipment or gain cards, the choices are increased by 1. Meh.
This tale begins, and then proceeds relentlessly. With each step, you will discover a new card and a deeper mystery.
So presumably that token will unlock the ring.
But with no craft or substance. Powerful magic, but unfocused.
So once more, we're blocked by an evil mass of tentacles and eyes. Let's try and get around it, because again, we can't go back. And again, we are lucky. So I don't know what happens if we fail that, whether we sort of get through and take some damage, or whether we have to go through it again. But we are... I'm feeling good about this run.
I am not surprised.
I don't know if that's a good sign.
Difficulty selling their wares here.
I'm going to pass it by. I think we've actually got enough equipment. Oh, I should have bought some food.
It's better than trudging along a muddy road. Certainly.
So I'm actually going to waste some food by going back to go and buy some food. Ah well. Sorry. So I don't know if food gets the discount as well, because it doesn't get the curse. Still 5 food for 18, so we can only afford 1 lot of it, but I'll just spend all of our remaining food on this.
I'm sure
all of our remaining gold on this food, rather. So we gave quite a lot of it away to the peasant and the priest, but we've got some to be going on with, and if we find some lizards, we'll eat the lizards.
A horse is a fine companion. I'm sure you'll leave this one in time. You do not seem to have the temperament for friends, even in the animal kingdom.
So we get to draw 2 monster cards, and we can attempt to take them by surprise. So if we're lucky, we'll...
A choice. Select your desire.
So if we're lucky, we'll get to remove one of these cards, so we don't have to face it. If we're unlucky, then we have to fight both of them, and if we're super unlucky, I think he draws another. Okay, unlucky. And a fail costs us gold, but we didn't really have that much gold, so meh. And hey, if we're fighting more baddies at once, then maybe our mercenary contract will give us more money. So, you know, always look on the bright side. Whoop, traps. Whoops, activating my mercenary contract there. In the middle of being attacked. Probably not the smartest thing to do. Let's see if we can deflect one of the... none of these throw projectiles, so we don't get to try out our fancy helmet. Oops, take another hit. Try and collect all of this gold that's stuck under the traps. I'm taking quite a lot of damage, actually. There we go. Now I don't have to focus on all of the ramp men at once. I can focus more on blocking these lizard guys. So we get 2 food from that. We get 32 gold, nice. And we get 2 gain cards and an equipment card, so 5 max health.
A little extra health.
25
But
gold.
it is only a momentary respite.
And
A
Scorching
little
Zeal.
gold to give you a taste for it.
So this is interesting because we currently have Undead Bane, which does 30 damage as opposed to this 32. This does fire damage on hits against the undead, this does fire damage against everything, and it's still holy, so yeah, I think we'll absolutely take that. Aha, hunting the huntsman, so we're after the White Minotaur. And a
As
bard
you
has told us a
plunder
little
the
bit about it.
secrets of your memories, you'll gain new cards. Some you'll wish you'd left untouched.
It turns out that it's not too hard to track down a mad huntsman who's on a crusade against the countryside in search of a mythical beast. He has been spotted interrogating tavern goers, accosting travellers in the woods, and closely scrutinising various animal droppings. You hear that he recently left the small town of Thatchcross and was seen heading into the forest nearby. You follow a set of tracks that lead into a leafy glade. Colourful autumnal debris blankets the ground. You stop dead when you hear a suspiciously loud snapping sound beneath your feet. Uh-oh. Let's go for this one. Success! I'm feeling very lucky today. You catch the edge of the pit with a firm grasp and manage to haul yourself onto solid ground. In front of you stands a grizzled veteran hunter, adorned with many trophies from his kills. He moves with calm assurance, but his gaze pierces you like a dagger. I'm impressed that you escaped my trap. In fairness, it was not designed for one such as you, but someone more substantial. Having spent so many years in the role of hunter, it is unusual to find myself as prey. Let us share a drink at the tavern, where we can converse as men, instead of tracking each other's footprints like beasts. So, we get a token, and next time we play through this, we can continue on with that quest. So, let's go around this way, we'll loop around, and then maybe we'll check this one. The hero's remains. So, a well-loved hero has died, and the priest asks us if we can take his equipment back to...
Take your feelings and turn them into power.
Back to the burial site.
Are you sure that's the right approach?
And after 5 steps, we will lose 50% of our max health if we don't get rid of this card. So, Hero's Return is over there, so... Okay, let's go and do that first.
There has never been a hero whose end has not been thus.
So we'll give back the sword, we'll give back the shield, and we get a blessing for it. Self-righteous. On any hit, the player inflicts 2 more damage for each blessing they possess, and we have quite a lot of blessings now actually, so that is very useful. So we'll go this way, we'll go this way. Aha! The White Council Part 5. The mages of the White Council have been mobilized. That's right, because last time we broke into their tower, and we basically unleashed a horrible, horrible demon, tentacly, monster-y thing against their leader. Because that seemed like the sensible and level-headed approach to take.
Let us stake a token on their foolishness.
One day, as you haggle with a grocer for some cheap food, you find yourself suddenly flying into the air. A vortex of wind surrounds you, propelling you up and away towards an unknown destination. In time, you are dumped on a stony platform before the wizard Zahagan. He glares at you for a moment with a single eye, the other a hideously scarred wreck. You have caused great harm to this land, warrior. Have we? The council seeks only to ensure peace in the realm, and you have sown chaos. Even now, the demon Abadion still rages in the depths of the tower, the sacred temple of knowledge itself. It will take us years to recover. He gestures with a hand, now missing several fingers, and a portal opens, revealing a trio of mages. Kill him, Zahagan says, limping through the portal. Really? You couldn't just do it yourself? Okay, yeah, leave it to underlings. That's almost certainly the best way of going about this. So we draw the two of mages. Well, they look certainly interesting. Alright, so let's activate our mercenary contract. And hey, we can reflect all of these. So they've got some kind of interesting blocking things. Oh, and they can move around and do that. Okay. That wasn't really that threatening. I wonder if they're taking damage from that, I can't really tell. Let's try setting them on fire. There we go, that's why. Are they dead now? Oh yeah. They look quite easy. So as long as we can get through that blocking by doing this. Ow. Yeah, then. Boom. Okay, so if we didn't have this weapon, it might be a bit trickier to get through. But fair. Mages, what you gonna do? Zahagan suddenly reappears, furious and seething with magical energy. Warrior, your skill with weaponry has made you a great thorn in my side. Well, you know. He pauses to kick the body of a fallen mage. Idiots. If not for me, these simpletons would still be hiding in their tower. Nothing more than a bunch of spineless librarians. Let's see you fight your way out of this. A shield of magical green energy appears instantly around him, and he launches into a long and complicated pattern of sounds and gestures. A raging ball of flame forms in the sky above you and starts to grow as the wizard continues his chant. The devils take you, Zahagan cries, disappearing into another portal as the massive fireball plummets towards you. At the last second, with no other avenue of escape, you throw yourself off the edge of the stone platform. After falling for several seconds, a tentacle suddenly reaches out of a portal, plucking you from the air and bringing you back into the Tower of the White Council. Abadion, the demon, sits surrounded by the bodies of fallen mages. It places you down lightly and withdraws its tentacle. Oh good, this is fine. You have been useful, mortal, a dozen mouths say, and you will be useful to me again one day. Go now. The thing watches you with its many unblinking eyes as you back out of the room. You scarcely pause to loot the abandoned rooms on your way. Of course we pause to loot the abandoned rooms on the way out of our tower. So we get a gain card and a token. Okay, which means this must be the stairs. So we are running a little bit low on food again.
I hear nothing but the sounds of mourning. She is close.
So she is somewhere on this level, and we've got 9 food left, so yeah, so that's plenty really. So there's a shop. Do we want to buy anything? I don't really think we do. I don't think we need to jinx it by picking up another curse. We've got plenty of equipment and stuff. Of course there's a Dark Dweller. So we have to get past this, because again we can't go back, otherwise we'll end up here. So, can our luck hold? Can we be 3 for 3? No, we cannot. Okay, that was bound to happen sooner or later. So we lose some gold for the failure because of our curse, and we get 2 pain cards. So we lose 15 health.
I am sorry.
And we lose 5 gold. Not the end of the world. It'll be a bit of a pain if we stumble across the Queen of Skulls before our health is recovered, but
Now you have reached a point from which the path ahead is unclear. What will be your solution?
So we find ourselves lost and alone in a desert. We can either wander around aimlessly or we can pray to the old gods. Well, the old gods have been good to us so far, so why not push our luck a little bit further? Ah, that's why not. Okay. Let's see. Oh, hey. So, our luck's still holding. So we pray to the old gods, and then stumble upon a long-lost tomb with treasure still inside. So we get a token, we get some equipment, we get a war cry. You will be able to perform your most damaging attacks without building a combo. I don't know if that stacks with the mercenary contract, or whether we have to... Where's artifacts? Helms, shields, artifacts. Oh, did we lose our mercenary contract? That's right, the mercenary contract only had a couple of uses, so this one has 5 uses, the mercenary contract had, I guess, 3. So this is our only artifact right now. Which is fine, because we don't really need the gold anymore.
It amuses me to watch them theorize, to attempt to discern the very likeness of the gods down to their toes.
Oh, we still have the helpful priest. I can part with 3 of my meager supplies for only 12 gold. Why not? Truly the gods smile upon us, we get some food in exchange for some gold. And here's the Queen of Skulls.
Face death and learn your fate.
So we didn't really need the food, but then again we didn't really need the gold either, so yeah. The Queen of Skulls, a powerful skeleton warrior, with the ability to summon a demonic pile of skulls that can create a legion of skeletons. Few necromancers possess the skill or courage to attempt the creation of such a creature. Any misstep during the ceremony could result in a hideously painful death.
I will happily wager on the outcome. I do not think you have what it takes.
Well, maybe we'll surprise you. So I'm feeling pretty good about this. We've got a good weapon, we've got a good artifact. I think we're in with a pretty good shot of this. I love the little introduction they get. Alright. Here goes. So let's look out for that. So there's her skull totem. We probably want to get rid of that as soon as possible. So we can smash our way through these guys very quickly. Pow! Oh, you've got a shield. I'm going to knock you out first, because that's going to get really annoying. There we go, there goes the totem. Cool down. Oh, was that? Okay, we were definitely very well kitted out for this. Our weapon was the perfect thing. So there we go, Queen of
Then
Skulls.
it is done. When even a creature as haunting as the Queen of Skulls perishes, we know the game is almost done. The kings are gathering now. Do you see now what I have built? How elegantly all the pieces fit.
So, praise of the old gods. We get some game cards and the Demon Trader. This is for Mr. Lionel, I guess, which is... So we unlock Goblin King's Halls 4, which is nice. The Kraken Quest. We get the Tavern Attack, which is locked into our deck, and the Landlocked Blubber 3, which is also locked into our deck. For feeding the local peasant woman, we get a map card, so we can draw 3, inspect them, and then put them back. And the Great Helm of Reinforcement. Nice. For donating food to the orphans, we get a Gain Food card, Charity 2, and the Ring of Poverty. Minotaur Quest, I think, just unlocks the next one in the series, so yep, the Mug and Barrel. What does the White Council do? So we get 20 gold, some mage gloves, a mage's mask, and the Apprentice. For discovering a tomb while lost in the desert, we get a game card, and the Desert Cult encounter. And for defeating the Queen of Skulls, the Queen of Plague, and the Lizard Dome. And we get a little bit of a reward as well. We get Arrow Cutter and Mortal Whimsy. That sounds exciting. Okay.
One more round. You have earned it.
Well, we're definitely going to play one more round, but that is going to have to wait until next episode. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you then.